What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video I'd like to talk about Bitcoin. The purpose of this video is to discuss the price forecast using technical analysis and other tools to help determine where the price is going to go from here. You know, we've seen a recent drop in the charts. You can see that we're down at about $109.4 thousand right now. And while that is up a little bit from the lows, it's very possible that we still could go lower. It's very possible that the low is in. And with the tools and the different metrics that we're going to look at in this video, hopefully we can come to some kind of conclusion by the end of this video. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, here we are. Sitting here at about $109.4 thousand with 11 hours and 16 minutes left in this day, the 26th of September. We've had a little bit of a move up already today, as high as $109.8 thousand. When did that come in? Did that just happen? No, that happened earlier today. Okay, that was like in the beginning of the day that we were up there. We've been moving sideways, and you guys know how I feel about these sideways movements, right? I mean, we had the same thing back here. We look at this on a 4-hour time frame. You move down, you're moving sideways, and then lower you went. You move down, you move sideways, and then lower you went, right? You moved up, you moved sideways, and then higher you went, right? That's just kind of how it is. Typically, whenever you have these horizontal channels, you do move in the direction that you came from, right? So if you came down, you move down as well. But looking at this here, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw a little bit of a pump up. We could do the classic thing, which is back test prior support for resistance. If we look at what we did here on this last little move up from a high to a low, we did interact with the 382. Now that's very, very common to do. And typically you do wick just above the 382. Sometimes you touch it, you just tip right at it, and then you reject. Oftentimes enough, you do wick through it. The fact that we did that here and then went lower opens up the door to the idea, the same idea here, that we could go to this 382 at about 112K and then still go lower. So even if we saw something as high as 112K, we're not out of the woodworks yet. We still have a lower high. That's at that 382, which is very, very common. It's a very common Fibonacci retracement to hit before proceeding in the direction that you were already going in the first place. So with that in mind, the 382 right there is kind of at prior areas of support. It's a little bit higher than this part here, but relative to this area, it's definitely in an area for support, right? If this is like a horizontal channel here, you had some blemishes to the outside on the upside, some blemishes to the downside here. I don't know, 112K, nice psychological round number as well. Could be an area that we find resistance at. Let's see if there's anything else that makes sense with that. Let's put a low to a high fib here and see if that lines up with anything. Not really. I mean, it lines up with the 0.5, but again, you could wick a little bit above the 382. So 112, 112.5K, if we were to move up there, as exciting as it might be, and I know a lot of people, man, everybody was screaming from the rooftops up here that the low was in. We're moving up to 124K right now. There was some guy who's known for making really like large forecasts and being accurate this cycle. I forget what his name is. I want to say it's like Mike or something, or Mark. He was at the top saying, here we go, we're going to 124K. I made this call last time and the call before this, and it's going to happen right now. All the dominoes are set in place. I think he literally said the dominoes are about to fall, and then, well, they fell. They fell the wrong direction. And that's the thing too, guys. Not everybody's going to be right. I could definitely be wrong. I've been wrong before. We did not expect this initial drop, but we did expect the continuation. And right now, I would think that we have even more continuation to go, but I'm not there yet, right? I'm not there yet. We're still in this kind of wait and see moment. By the end of this video, I have a feeling we will determine the outcome, whether we go lower or not. What I will say is that this kind of reaction here, moving sideways like this, does make me it does make me think that we're going to go lower. I'm kind of expecting that we would go lower, at least at this point. As we're moving, you can see that there's less volume here. There's definitely less volume as we're progressing through this pattern. Typically, as you lose volume through the pattern, that's whenever you get to your breakout point. We started to lose volume here. Volume was really like at a non-existent level relative to the rest of this pattern here. And that's when we broke out to the downside. We had a little, it wasn't a horizontal channel. It was actually like a broadening bottom. It was like a megaphone pattern, but to the downside. We look at this on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time. It's such a clean horizontal channel, you guys. You've got higher highs in the RSI. You're building a trend here, but you have lower highs in the price, right? That's hidden bearish divergence. It's not a good thing. living in the oversold zone, rejecting the overbought zone, not a good thing. And the MACD is just bearish as hell, bearish beyond all belief. But it's crossed up, yeah, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it isn't. And it's the 1 hour time frame. It doesn't matter as much. The fact that it is crossed up doesn't really mean much whenever you're down here at these levels, right? You've got green momentum building, bullish momentum building, but you're not doing anything with it. Your bullish momentum is just not moving down. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah, the 4 hour looks bad. Stochastics look bad. Now the RSI, here's something. Here's something where you do have some bullish divergence. Clear as day, it's bullish divergence. Now, I say clear as day. I guess there is the argument to be made that there's a lower low here in the RSI with lower lows being had there. Could this be a false sense of bullish divergence? It's very possible. You know, to me, it does look like bullish divergence. And with that, that would call for a move all the way back to where the divergence started, which is at about $112.4 thousand. We might go right up to that level and then come back down. And again, why is that level familiar? Why does that sound familiar? It's because we take the high, put it at the low. It's just above our 382, and it's very common to wick just above this level, as we did here, right? We did that exact thing here and then move down. Something like that could very well happen. So don't be too excited whenever we get up there, if we get up there. The RSI makes me think that we could come up a little bit, right? That definitely seems to be a possibility. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's looking at this RSI and seeing the bullish divergence, though, and that could definitely throw people off. Sometimes whenever you have these obvious setups, you actually continue to go lower. I don't know, though. I like it right now. 3 hours, 9 minutes left. If we can close this 4 hour candle green or higher from where we are here, I think that would look really nice and give us a chance to at least move up. I mean, maybe at the very least what you do is you come up here, you form a lower high, and then you come back down, you form some more bullish divergence, and then that low with that higher low in the RSI but a slightly lower low in the price, that low would be our low. We look at the stochastics, definitely bearish, not getting a whole lot there, but they are crossed to the upside right now. That could help. That could help. We'll see. Bearish momentum is dying off in the MACD. There's hope to find a momentary bounce here. Now, is it the low? I don't think so. It is Friday today, so it is the end of the week. The weekend is notorious for being boring and even a little bit misleading, let's say. Like if you move up, you'll typically move down the next week. If you move down, you'll typically move up the next week over the weekend. I don't know how much sense that makes, but that's typically what happens. If we're looking at this through the way of liquidations, we're looking at the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map here. We look at the last 30 days, kind of refresh this. You can see that there are a lot of shorts that have piled on, which is good. Over the last 30 days, shorts have been lower than the longs, but the longs are still pretty high, here at about $8 billion. It's a lot of longs still versus shorts. So, I mean, the shorts definitely have it, but I would like to see these longs come down a little bit. If we were to clear out most of these positions, we'd have to see the price move down to about $106,000 or lower. All of them are effectively wiped out at about $104,000. It's very possible that we do go down there. If we look at Bitcoin here, $104,000 to clear out all the long positions that are currently placed. That would take us down to about the 1272 right there, even a little bit lower. We absolutely could go lower. It's very, very possible. At this point in time, I'm a bit curious to see what happens next. Sorry. But my thoughts are that we would move up to about $112.5 thousand. We're going to see a little bit of a movement upwards over the coming days. Maybe between now, because it's Friday, maybe between now and Sunday we just move sideways. We don't do anything at all. And then Monday we could open up the day green. And then that would be at the 29th of September. And then the last day of September we come down. I don't know. Something like that. I have a feeling that we have lower to go. And depending on what we do next could definitely validate that. You know, even if we go up to 112K, if we reject there, 112, 112.5, 112.6, it doesn't have to be 0.5 on the dot. If we reject this area, that's prior resistance, that's prior support here, it'd be a classic kind of retracement from this high to low, and then we'd be working our way back down. If we could make our way all the way up to about these levels here, about 114.5K or higher, at that point I would think that this is the low. I think we validate that this is the low at that point, but that point only, okay? Moving up here does not do it for me. Wicking up here does not do it for me if we're not closing above this daily high. On that note, maybe if we get a day to close above this daily high, I'd be a little bit excited too. 113.3K. Something in this range, though, to help determine that this is the low. I don't think it is, though, because the long positions, even though they are outweighed by the short positions, there's still a good bit of longs, and I think that we are going to clear these out before we move higher. Anyways, I got nothing else for you guys. I'm going to drink some water. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.